What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber. I'm here to break down this 5-game preseason NBA slate on Monday, December 14th. I appreciate you guys being here. Before we get into things, if you guys want to enter a giveaway for a free $25 via Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever it may be, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, and then comment below with your favorite play of the day. I select a winner every single Sunday. Just a little something I can do to give back to you guys for watching my videos and being dedicated and whatnot. As well, I would really advise you guys to join my Discord. The link is listed below, or it's somewhere up there. There it is right there. I answer questions pretty much all day. I do this full time, if you guys know me, and so if you guys want to get that most up-to-date information especially for these preseason NBA slates, which is very, very vital to the process, I would suggest doing that. And I will be live streaming on Twitch an hour and 15 minutes before lock over on twitch.tv/Taylor Stuber. Link is also in the description. Feel free to follow me on Twitter as well. I'm always retweeting all the latest news, so you can get an advantage over the field. We had a couple of people have some takedowns yesterday in the Discord, and a lot of us got super close. We were in the top 0.01% of all the contests last night for the most part. The ownership percentages were just laughable. When I saw the Lakers lock, I was running to the bank already. It was hilarious to see that Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma were only like 20% on the slate when they should have been like 70-80%. And Talen Horton-Tucker was only 50-60% of the field. That means 50 to 40% of the field faded Talen Horton-Tucker. It was crazy to see. It was an NFL Sunday, so that does make a bit of sense. But when that news broke, that was well after the slate had already started. And in the Discord, I made sure everyone knew what was going on, and I answered questions in there for a couple hours. So I would really suggest doing that. But let's just jump right into this slate. So we got 5 games on the slate. Actually, there's 6 games today. There's a game before this between the Cavaliers and the Pacers. I'll answer some questions in the Discord if you guys are playing that showdown. But when it comes to the main slate, we're going to start with the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry is going to miss this game again. He did miss the plane trip out to Charlotte, so he missed last game. He's going to miss this game as well. We saw that the Toronto Raptors players only played 13 to 20 minutes. They played pretty much everyone on the team. Like I said, Kyle Lowry is going to be out again. But the Raptors and Nick Nurse have played their starters pretty big minutes in the preseasons before, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw these guys get into the third quarter again. And without Kyle Lowry, I want to go to Fred VanVleet if they do indeed get extended minutes. He had a 26.9% usage rating, a 55.6 assist percentage, averaging 1.83 fantasy points per minute in that first half. Only played 17 minutes, but absolutely crushed in those minutes. So if we get him at 23, 24, 25 minutes, he's an absolute smash play at 6,600, and I'm going to be overweight compared to the field on him. Chris Boucher was in early foul trouble. We were all over him. It was really worrisome. He picked up 3 fouls almost instantly when he came in the game, and Nick Nurse was kind of treating it like a normal game when it came to Boucher. When he picked up 3 fouls, he took him out of the game instead of just letting him ride. But he did come back in that second half and absolutely smashed. He had 1.32 fantasy points per minute. But that's all I really like on this Toronto Raptors team as of right now. If we get word that they're going to play more minutes, I'd become more interested in them. But that's something we're going to have to monitor throughout the day. On the opposite end, we have the Charlotte Hornets. The same thing, man. The Stars played a maximum of 20 minutes. They played everyone just like the Raptors, so even the backups we don't really want to get much of. Malik Monk is out again. PJ Washington started at the 4, but we knew before the season that he's going to be getting minutes at the 5, which is really, really promising because he does average more fantasy points per minute when he's at the 5 as opposed to the 4, closer to the rim, more rebounds, easier buckets. He can space the floor. It's good for the Hornets overall when he's out there at the 5. But he was backing up Zeller as well. But he played 20 minutes, and we know Zeller in these games isn't going to play very much at all. We saw last year he was only playing like 15, 16 minutes, even when the rest of the Hornets players were playing more minutes. So I don't mind PJ Washington at 4.8K if we know that they're going to play into the third quarter. I think he's one of the better values on the slate. And now the New Orleans Pelicans. Now this is a game and a team specifically that you're going to want to be targeting. I think you should have 3 or 4 of these guys. They've already announced that they are going to play about 30 minutes. So that's a situation like we saw yesterday with the Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic, where you're just going to have some of these guys. If they're going to play this many minutes, and the security of the minutes is very, very enticing. Bledsoe, Redick, Gabriel are already ruled out. Adams is questionable. I would honestly be pretty surprised if he did play, being a veteran and a new player to this team. And we know in the offseason they lost Jrue Holiday, so they are relatively thin right now, and the fact that they're going to be playing 30 minutes and the rotation is going to be really tight makes me want to have 3 or 4 of these guys. Last year, without Jrue Holiday on the court, Zion Williamson had a 35% usage rating, at averaging 1.59 fantasy points per minute, and he's only 6.3K. Don't understand that. Absolute smash play over here on New Orleans. I like Lonzo Ball at 6.9K. Brandon Ingram had a 29% usage rating last year without Jrue Holiday. Lonzo Ball had a 33.5% assist percentage without him on the court, and he's going to be really the only ball handler out there on the court. Obviously, they can run some things through Ingram and Zion Williamson, but the only true point guard on this team. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a point guard technically, but not the best facilitating guy out there. So Lonzo should be facilitating a ton at 6.9K. I don't mind him. I wish he had a better price. Where I do want to play Lonzo Ball is over here on PrizePicks, who is the sponsor of this video. If you're in the Discord, we were all over it. I give away my prize picks every single day. We got a couple of 4 picks right yesterday, so a lot of the guys in chat 10x their money. And again, if you guys want to use my code Taylor, link is in the description. When signing up and depositing, you get a 100% match bonus up to $100. So deposit $50, you get $100 to play with. It's pretty much a parlay system with over-unders on their projections. I think it's kind of exploitable, especially in these in the preseason. So when fantasy sites like this come up, you want to take advantage of it. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, we got them at, I believe, 20.5 on Lonzo Ball, and I think I got Brandon Ingram at 22.5. Obviously, the projections are rising, but I still like the over on both of these players. Add another player, you can parlay this. I like the over on both of them. If they're playing 30 minutes, they should easily hit this. And it should be a fast-paced game against Miami. So, yeah, make sure to do that if you are interested in playing over on another site, taking advantage of some things. And with Jrue Holiday off the court, and then with obviously no Bledsoe, no Redick, Josh Hart stands to benefit the most in terms of minutes. He is very affordable at 4.9K, and then Jackson Hayes at 4.8K. If Steven Adams is ruled out like I expect, he averaged about 0.9 fantasy points per minute last year, so he's another solid play. Having 3 to 4 Pelicans in your lineup will do you wonders today, I think. Move over to the opposite side with the Miami Heat. They only have 2 preseason games this year, with it being a short season and a short off season. Them coming off of the finals loss. The starters played into the third quarter last year in their first game, mid-20s. Minutes for the starters. I'm interested to see what we hear from Spoelstra. It's the first game of the slate, so we'll know beforehand. So we're going to have to monitor that. But I could see Kendrick Nunn coming off the bench, playing quite a bit, and we know when he's out there, he's going to be chucking. And the same thing with Precious, their rookie, their 20th overall rookie. Been getting a lot of hype in the offseason. Should see ample run, and he will be active when he's out there. Only 4.4K, so I like Precious quite a bit, as well as Kendrick Nunn, but something we're going to have to monitor with with what Spoelstra says. All right, the Dallas Mavericks last game, Stars only played 16 minutes in the first half. They pretty much played everyone on the team. There's no Porzingis again, though, which is a positive. The Mavs have played Luka Doncic around 30 minutes in the preseason, even last year. So if he's going to play into the third quarter, he's one of the best plays on the slate at 8.9K. You know, the pricing really doesn't matter for these guys like him and Giannis, because when they're out there on the court, we know they're going to average nearly 2 fantasy points per minute. So we're going to want to get them into our lineups. But Doncic, I mean, he did really well when he was out there on the court, but only played that first half. So if he gets an extension in minutes, I'm going to be all over him. And then that's really the only guy I'm interested in on this Dallas Mavericks team. the Milwaukee Bucks. Outside of Brook Lopez, started to play 21 to 25 minutes, so I expect about the same, if not more, unless we hear that they're resting Giannis or Drew Holiday or Middleton or Brook Lopez, which I could definitely see happening. But if they do play, I fully expect them to play into the third quarter, which would make Giannis a must play for me at 9,000. And last year he averaged almost 2 fantasy points per minute. He had a 41.7% usage rating that first game, which is really, really enticing. And then one of the guys that we were on very, very heavily last time Milwaukee played in my video Discord live stream was Bobby Portis. We got him at like 5 to 10% ownership in pretty much all of my contests. One of the best value plays on the slate. He backs up Lopez and Giannis. There's no Robin Lopez anymore, no Ersan Ilyasova. So both those guys lost their immediate backups. And Bobby Portis is going to back up both of them. He played 20 minutes. He had a 34.1% usage rating, averaging 1.64 fantasy points per minute, only $5,000. So I think he's one of the better values on the slate. Okay, I hurry this up. I know these videos have been kind of long. I'll explain deeper in the Discord and live stream later. But Memphis Grizzlies starters played 22 to 25 minutes. Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark, Winslow, Porter, Xavier Tilley should all be out again. John Morant averaged 2 fantasy points per minute that first game. He was an absolute beast. I think on FanDuel, he's a must play 100%. He played 25 minutes, led the team in minutes. And he just gets it done everywhere. He did shoot 8 for 12, which is in I believe 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, which is not something you should be expecting every time, but he is so good on the boards. He leads the team in assist percentage by far. So even if his shot's not falling, he has that safety floor of rebounds and assists. He's a double threat every time he's out there on the court. So at 8.8K, he's one of the better spend-up options. Would still prefer Giannis, and then I would still prefer Luka if we know that he is going to play into the third quarter. With the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was the same situation where the starters played 22 to 23 minutes, but they played everyone. Anthony Edwards played 26 minutes. He didn't play very well, but at 4,900, if you are guaranteed 26 plus minutes out of a first overall player who is a scoring first kind of player, that is definitely something worth monitoring at 4,900. I think a lot of people played him last time, got burned by him a bit, but the minutes were there, the shots were there, they just weren't falling. A decent play at 4.9K. Nas Reid is out, so that front court is pretty thin. It's going to be Karl-Anthony Towns, backed up by Ed Davis, Hernan Gomez for the most part. Beasley average, so Malik Beasley, one of the better values on the slate, I think, as well. Only 5,300 last year. He only played 14 games with the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaged 20.7 real points a game, which is really good. He had a 23% usage rating the first game. So I think he's one of the better value plays on the slate. Obviously, I still prefer like Bobby Portis, Boucher, these New Orleans Pelicans guys. But if you're trying to mix it up and get different and get a guy that you're probably going to get in single-digit ownership, I think that Malik Beasley is worth a look. Now, the last game of the slate, the Phoenix Suns and Utah Jazz, we just saw this the other day. The main players played 22 to 24 minutes, but we were without Chris Paul, Sarge, Crowder. They are all questionable this game, but I have a feeling that they're going to end up playing this. Unfortunately, this is the last game of the slate, so yeah, it's going to be hard to monitor. Unless we get news earlier in the day, I'm probably going to be avoiding this game. But with all those guys out, Payne played 30 minutes in Chris Paul's absence. He started and played pretty much throughout the entire game. Wasn't the best fantasy player. We know he's not the best fantasy player in general. But if he's playing 30 minutes at 4,900, yeah, I'd like him quite a bit. But again, that's the last game of the slate, so we're going to have to monitor that throughout the day. Hopefully we get some news early so we can take advantage and adjust. And then the last team of the slate, the Utah Jazz, the starters only played the first half. I think they all played 16 or 17 minutes. They all played like the same exact rotation. So I'm out on the Utah Jazz unless we hear something changes. Conley and Royce O'Neal are questionable. They missed that last game. Conley's just coming back from COVID. I think he just got back to practice last Tuesday. So they're probably going to ease him into the preseason before the regular season begins. And then one guy I am somewhat interested in is Jordan Clarkson. He's coming off the bench. He just inked a real good deal, 4-year deal with the Utah Jazz. He's only 5,200. He played 22 minutes off the bench, so he was getting time with the backups in the second half, which was really, really good for him, and which is why he had a 32% usage rating. So I think he's an interesting GPP play at 5.2K. But that's about it for this video. I will be talking about it and posting my notes and core plays in my Discord. Links are in the description. I would advise you to join there if you want to gain an edge over the field. I will be live streaming an hour and 15 minutes before the lock of the slate over on twitch.tv/Taylor Stuber. Would appreciate a follow over there, answering questions all day, every day. Let's continue to get this money. Appreciate you guys being here. And until next time, peace.